what led to the win, to keep it short, was the defense. I think their play was phenomenal. This is a opponent that we see time and time again, and they seem very comfortable with this offense, with understanding Jared Goff, as well as even both Monty and Gibbs. This was a really good indicator from both offense and defense, letting each other know that, hey, the defense letting the offense know that we can take over games, we can win games, and then the offense letting the defense know that we can manage games, we can, put points up on the board. And I think it was a very encouraging performance on both sides of the ball. I think you called it complimentary football. I don't think I've seen complimentary football from the Vikings thus far this year. So it was beautiful to watch.
Let's talk about the special teams as well. I mean, Miles Price, those returns were huge. Definitely his best career game in that department. And then the blocked field goal by Levi Drake Rodriguez, that was at a crucial point in the game. And then, we can even talk about, like you mentioned, with the defense. I thought the front seven especially was where I want to highlight it because, like you said, stopping David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs is no small feat. Not a lot of teams can do it. I knew the Vikings were going to limit or focus on limiting Gibbs, but what were they going to do about the other guys? Because, you saw them limit Saquon a couple of weeks ago and then let the other guys go off. But the Vikings, 5 sacks, getting to Jared Goff, and then also limiting the productivity of those pass catchers. I know Amon-Ra St. Brown had a big day receiving yards wise, and obviously Jameson Williams with the touchdown there at the end to kind of cut it close. But for the most part, I mean, we can't really talk about too many plays. I mean, there are obviously some plays that the Lions are going to make. Credit to Brian Flores. The battle of the trenches was ultimately won by the Minnesota Vikings. Getting the O-line healthy, potentially getting Ryan Kelly back off IR next week. I mean, it's exactly what you want for a guy that I'm going to talk about now, and JJ McCarthy, who, wow, wow, no words for that performance. I mean, let's backtrack a little bit after that week 2 performance against Atlanta, where obviously the reactionary part of all of us Vikings fans was like, this guy, he's just not it. Like, there's nothing to really be optimistic about when it comes to McCarthy's game. But what you saw in that game against the Lions, one of the best teams in the league, the leaders of the NFC North, was just poise and leadership, calmness. Like, he brought that all to the plate. Do you think this was kind of like a feel-good win for the Vikings, like a nice win? We've seen bad teams from the Vikings in the past have those wins against divisional opponents that are doing well and not really do anything themselves going on later in the season? Or do you think this was kind of like a win that could become a catalyst for what the Vikings can become moving forward?
I think what you're referring to is the Chicago Bears style of spoiler,
Yeah. Was this
being
like
a spoiler for spoiler's sake? No,
Yeah.
I don't believe. I think this is one of those moments that is a catalyst and a change in the tide of the overall season.